First off, I don't care what you people say. Never follow rules. I'm a trendsetter anyway. Okay, I march to the beat of my own drum. They say I need rules in my life. Well, I got some. That's 1. Kill the competition. 2. Be a loyal dog. 3. And if they snitching on your man, send them to the mall. 4. When you party, go hard till you hit the floor. 5. If you didn't see me do it, what the hell you asking for? Welcome to my world. Llama.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. It is Sunday night. It is Sunday night live stream. We are live to you every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Facebooks, on YouTube, and on Twitch at Blkout_AD. This is episode 131. I'm the Big Llama, your host, and with my co-host extraordinaire, Blkout AD. Let me bring him out to you right now. Mr. Blkout AD, how are you on this fine Sunday evening, sir? Oh, you're muted, sir. You're muted. Hold on. There you go.
You muted me, dude. You didn't really care how I was doing.
I muted you actually because I could hear you during when our two minute ready time. I just hit mute. Well, I messed that up.
Production issues, dude. This will never happen at Sideline 8 p.m. Eastern every Thursday.
Hey, that show's got gone up in production value. I saw a new and improved thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are making the show. Oh, and there he is. He's he's chiming in. He's chiming in. You working the boards? You work the boards tonight, man. Let's do that.
I'm all right, dude. This is my time off.
Oh, no producing tonight. No. Honestly, he was telling me about how you guys were utilizing his services. So he was telling me about the thumbnails. So I was excited for him. I was excited, and then it looked really great. So,
yeah.
Gabe's down here in the chat. He said, "Go Cowboys."
He's watching right now on stream.
Yep. And then Roman 2 Raw. Gabe, shout out to Big Poppy for the fire thumbnail. That's right. So, yeah, guys, if you guys have not checked out Sidelined is the podcast. It's on Thursdays, right? It comes out on Thursdays. It's hosted by Roman 2 Raw as Tangeray, Jay Birdie, and is produced by our own Blkout AD. And it talks about the breakdowns of every week's picks for the NFL. So make sure you guys check it out if you are looking to get an edge on your NFL betting or your picks for the week. Check out these guys. They break down, they do their analysis of the week. It's a really, really good show. Some good information on there. And they've got a pool going. They've got some bets going. So to see the ongoing progress of who's on top. So AD, who's currently in the lead right now?
Tangeray.
Tangeray's leading the pack. Our guest host from last week.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, he's doing well. Bird's, I think, like 3 games behind. And the Roman 2 Raw is a smooth 16 or something.
Oh, geez.
He's down.
Does he have a chance, or is it over for him? Is the season on fire?
He needs to do really good, and the other two need to do really bad for him to catch up.
Okay. Well, good.
And I think there's like 4 weeks left, 3 weeks left, something like that.
Jeez.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. No, for sure. So, but no, guys, check them out, guys. It's a great show. Again, Sideline on Roman 2 Raw's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check it out every Thursday. New episodes drop every Thursday. And then they do broadcast live, right, when you guys record it?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you guys record it, or does that change from time?
We usually record at like 4 my time, so like 6 Eastern.
Okay. So guys, make sure you guys check that out. Appreciate he says Roman says appreciate all the support from the Llama himself. No, like again, that's just again, we're all one collective. It's Blkout, so we want to make sure that we're want you guys to check out the rest of these guys. These guys are talented guys. We've got lots of shows, got lots of content out there. So I want to make sure you guys check out
the other
stuff that we got going on.
How are you, Llama?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a pretty adventurous and fun week. I'm tired. I'm just really tired.
I could tell. There's the demeanor going.
I'm just
good
tired.
though. Everything good?
No, honestly, Everything is really, really good. There's nothing negative. The week before was just a crazy week with that whole colonoscopy stuff, but this week was just, we had things going on all week long, and I looked forward to the show, but today I was just like mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, because what we're trying to do, unfortunately, our plans changed for the year, with the job change this year for me. The money situation being a little tighter, right? We didn't have our big trip that we had planned at the end of the year. We usually go one trip. And so what we're trying to do is like kind of squeeze in something fun to do during the weekend or during the week and do different things. And what it does is it just causes like a nightmare to get everything done by Sunday. So we went to a comedy show in the middle of the week this week. Went to a concert last week in the middle of the week. And then we went to St. Augustine yesterday and then drove right back. So I'm just physically exhausted. That's all. But other than that, and then I got to get the edit. I don't want to miss an edit. So I got that down. Was going to ask, I actually had a question about the edit for you. I wanted your Charlemagne the God, analysis, on something, because I didn't feel I was the authority to ask the question, but I'm going to ask you about something in just a minute. So we're teasing it here. But in a segue, because I like to, we're promoting everybody. We did go see Brett Goldstein, which is Roy Kent on Ted Lasso. If you guys know who that guy is, went to see him at the Hard Rock. No, you don't know who that guy is. Essentially, it's the first time I took my kids to a comedy club, which was an interesting experience to say the least. Because you know how comedy clubs are; they're pretty raunchy, and they say some things, and it was a little uncomfortable. But if you want to hear the full story, you need to go over to the Just Dudes Being Guys podcast, and you'll hear the whole story. That's how I'll segue that. But yeah, no, it was a fun time. Big Poppy over here. Yeah, always got to cross promote for sure. But yeah, they tell the whole story about their whole experience, about the people that they saw, the things that happened at the show. They actually have a whole breakdown of it. They called it Florida Statue of Liberty is what they call that episode. That's the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So anyway, I wanted to ask you something. I did a reaction to The Jerk, which is a 1979 movie. And I had some mixed feelings on something that I did in the reaction. Now, I know that you are pretty free and open with the language that you use, especially language in terms of racial things. But there was just a segment in the reaction where the N-bomb is dropped a couple times in the movie. Now, the last movie I had that with, which was, again, it's not okay. So it'd be one thing if it was like a Quentin Tarantino movie, or if it was appropriate for the scene. But when it's white guys dropping the N-bomb in the movie, I get a little uncomfortable, because I don't know if I should laugh at it, if it's funny, if it's appropriate. But last time I edited it out, I got a little bit of heat for it. They're like, you should just leave it in. Like, people were like, why are you editing that stuff out? It's meant to be heard. So I left it in this time around in the scene, and it was a funny scene. It was played for jokes and played for laughs, but I don't know. I know you don't really have an issue with it, but what do you think about?
I mean, I do. I can't just let anybody say it.
Right.
And it's different because it's an older movie, so like the times were different. You got to judge it by like the times.
Right.
But also, I mean, if it's not a funny joke or kind of like, I mean, obviously we say it, but like we say it in, I don't know, it's different because like when we grew up, like, people called us, it was just used so frequently around us that it's just part of our vocabulary. But I think there's definitely a line. Like, if I hear a white dude at my job say it, like, I'm gonna call him out on it. Like, I'm that person. Like, yeah, chill, don't say that shit again. So I don't know. It's different though for like media, because there was a time where it was kind of accepted to drop it. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess you go with like how you feel. Like if you want to take it out, I don't think you should care. Like if you don't feel it's right, then take it out. But you know, I don't know. I would have to see the scene too. I didn't really watch I had no
Okay.
interest, to be honest, so I didn't see it. So I don't know what part. But like people getting mad that you took it out, I think it's also kind of cool if you took it out. Like if you didn't feel comfortable with it, and you're not saying it either. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
no.
so, like
Not at all.
I think it's appropriate for you to take it out if you feel like it. I don't think it takes away from anything.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't make sense to me, like for it to be like if it was just like a pretty hateful reason to have it in there, like it doesn't make sense in this like the movie itself or the storytelling, yeah, it's not worth it, right? A product of the time maybe, but doesn't mean it needs to stay in there. So the first one I took it out was in the movie Blazing Saddles, which is a satire on racial tensions and things like that. So it was written by Richard Pryor, and so he had the N-word all over that movie and had white people saying it.
That's a little
Right.
different.
It is way different. So
Yeah.
not knowing that, watching it the first time, the first like 6 times, because in the first like 10 minutes of the movie, they say it a bunch of times, and it's meant to flip it around to say, look how stupid the white people look saying it and how stupid they act doing these things. And I just kind of felt a little uncomfortable. So I kind of edited it out a little bit. And then, somebody on the comments was like, why did you edit it out? Like, why don't you just keep the language in there? Because it was part of the story. Yeah.
For that, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that comment, because now knowing it was written by Richard Pryor and stuff, that there was intention by it. See, because like also like you got it's the intention. Like I don't know if the jokes are, because I still think of like Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface, even though a part of me does feel wrong about it, especially like growing up and like understanding the full context. Because when I watched the movie the first time, like it was just really hilarious. But that's how good of a product it was, and like it was written into the story of why he was doing it, and they're calling it out in the movie. So it's kind of like answering for itself, so it's more acceptable. And that's why people don't really give him flack for it. Otherwise, like if it was done in poor taste, if it wasn't funny, it didn't have like people calling it out in the movie. Like if people were just like cool with it in the movie and they just acted and like played into the stereotype, then that's a whole different. I think that like hurts him in terms of legacy. But right now, like people speak of that movie and they still like laugh about it. Like, oh shit, like I can't believe that they let that slide.
Yeah, there's a bunch of jokes in that movie. Like, what do you mean, you people? Right?
Yeah,
like, there's a bunch of good.
Like, what do you mean, you people? Classic.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I just my opinion on it is like the context of it. And again, if you still feel wrong about it, like take it out, like or don't leave it in, or you go off of how you feel about it. Because again, you don't use it. I don't think you've ever said it. I think we've had this discussion because like also it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel bad for saying it so much sometimes just because it makes it seem like it's more acceptable than it is. Like especially like in certain scenarios where I'm like, I should tone down on it. Like I get it with my friends. Like when I'm talking to Gabe, like I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The first time I took it out, I just felt uncomfortable because I wasn't sure. The first time I took it out, I wasn't sure of the context. I wasn't sure of the story behind it, and I didn't know YouTube's rules behind it. So I like the first time wasn't sure, so I took it out. And again, I read the comments, and then I read the history behind it, like who wrote it, what the reason for the movie was, and it made sense. So I was like, oh man, I should have left it in there. But again, the edit's the edit. I let it be. The second this one around, I don't know who wrote the movie and I don't know anything about it, but it's Steve Martin, the whitest of white guys, right? He starts the movie, basically the opening line is, I grew up a poor black child. That's how he starts the movie. And then he essentially is adopted by a black family.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mention anything about race other than how he misinterprets what race is throughout the movie. So like, he eventually the family tells him you're adopted, and he's like, I'm good. My color's not going to change. Like, and which again is funny. It's funny stuff. But he gets to a scene where, again, this is like late in the movie, 20 minutes into the reaction. That he meets up with investors and they're like, hey, we know how to keep them out of here, right? And he's like, yeah, keep them out of here. What are you talking about? Yeah, and then they start using the other slurs for, they're Italian. They're like, they start using slurs for, and then they just outright say it, like, yeah, we can keep them out of here. And he's like, what? Right? And then he's like, because I am. And then he says it like, and Steve Martin, white guy, says it. And then he beats the shit out of everybody in the scene. I just, I just was like, it's funny and it makes sense, but I don't want to edit anymore because I thought it was like appropriate for the scene.
Yeah.
And it just made sense. But
see, in that scenario too, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like just from hearing it, it's like, all right, well, because that's the whole, well, I'm assuming is the whole premise of the movie is him identifying that there is actual, there's racism out here. And when you grow up not knowing about it, it kind of, I don't know, I feel like it hits you. Like living in Colorado is like made me very aware of like the underlying racism that goes on. Like here, like, bro, I lived in Texas, obviously Florida. Like those, you see like outright like racism. Like, when somebody's racist.
Oh yeah.
Here it's like kind of like more undertone shit that like they'll say slick stuff and then it's like, that's not cool. Like, I feel like I don't know. I've had to defend my blackness and my culture like a lot since moving here. But I enjoy it because it makes me, I don't know, something to fight for, I guess. So in that context, yeah, I guess it makes sense because that's what the story's going. But again, if it was just like even like Django, right? Like they say it quite a bit in there, but the timing of the piece and like, they're depicting something that actually the movie didn't actually happen, but the time were like that. So
yeah, like I said, if it makes sense in the context of like, okay, this moves the scene forward and you need to hear it and it makes sense like why this does something, yeah, I'm going to keep it in there. But if it's like, it's a balance between does it get flagged, right, for ad suitability type stuff, or does it make sense? And I just left it in there because it's a pretty funny scene and it makes sense that it's one of those iconic type scenes that, again, because when I do the reaction chop ups, I try to keep as much of the good stuff in there. And sometimes I go back and go, okay, what's a good iconic scene from this movie? If I can figure out like, cause it's a 1979 movie. So there's like 101 clips of this movie. So I go, okay, what are some of the iconic ones that maybe I reacted to and I have it on there, and I saw it and I go, okay, so this has to stay in there, because I was debating whether I had to keep it in there or not, that type of thing. So so anyway, okay, I'm glad I had that discussion because I really was thinking about it. It's like, man, I gotta ask AD about this because and I made the decision. I left it in there, and so we'll see what happens on the comments. Coming up.
That's a situation where people hate either way.
Yeah,
like,
that's for sure.
And because like even though you are Spanish and a guy of color, like you do seem kind of the way you speak, and like I thought you were white when I first met you, and then I was like, I was kind of fucking stupid for that. Like when I put it together, but like so in that case, because I even had like obviously I say it all the time, but like early on my lighting would be bad or stuff. So like I looked more pale than I was. Somebody's like, you shouldn't be saying that word. Like you're a white guy saying. I was like, all right,
no,
well, come on, please. So it's one of those situations where like you'll get hate on for either. To be honest,
what's funny is my kids give me a hard time because our dog, her name is Mina, and I call her Meaner Beaner. I call her Beaner. They're like, you're using a slur. I'm like, wait, I could use that one. I'm allowed to. And she's like,
well,
they're like,
you're not. I feel like beaners are like more Mexican though. No,
I was just generalizing. People have called me a beaner, so I'm just like, all right.
I've definitely been called. I'm like, don't ever insult me like that again.
That's the thing. Spanish people have racist within racism. Like
yeah, that's the thing that doesn't get talked about a lot.
About how, well, no, we will segregate our own. Like we will say, no, that's not me. You're not talking about me. You're talking about that group of Spanish people over there.
Or they'd be like, I don't know. I feel like, especially because being like the generation I grew up, there's a lot of like our parents and our grandparents were trying to teach us like don't learn Spanish. A lot of people I know don't know Spanish. You know what I mean? They were raised more like African Americans, if you know what I mean. So like that's why I feel like I connect to that. I know like my cousins definitely. We're all like we're more that than Puerto Rican, if you will. You know, obviously
Yeah.
we still claim it and stuff, but even in those scenarios, they'd be like, it'd be dark as hell. Like Dominicans be like, I'm not black, like, bro. Like,
Yeah, come on.
come on, dude. Like, no, I'm not. Like, all right, kid. Yeah, whatever you say, kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, that's something that never really gets talked about. Like, the internal racism, like, just between like skin tones and in like Puerto Ricans, even like the lighter Puerto Ricans think they're better because it's
Listen,
crazy.
South Americans like dislike Central Americans. I didn't know that. Like they call them like Indians. Like they like I don't know. It's not Indians, but like
Yeah,
they like insult them like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus, like they really dislike them.
it's
And I'm
crazy.
like, why? Like we're all the same. Everyone else hates us.
Literally,
Everyone else hates us north of that border. So like, relax. Like this is But yeah, no, my mom, my parents taught me that too. Like, and my God, I hate to say it like a generalization, but this is what my parents taught me is like all South Americans hate Argentinians. And I'm like, really? Like, why? Because like they think they're so much better than we are.
Yeah,
Because they
they do
talk
that.
that extra Spanish. I go,
Oh my
no,
god, Colombians,
no, they
they be
don't.
like that too. They're like emphasize everything. It's crazy. Oh, it's wow. Wow.
It's wild. No, but it's wild that we within again a stereotype that most people just lump us into. We have our own stereotypes and our own groups that we lump other people into within our own races, which is crazy. Um, Before we move to the next topic, I'm not familiar. Elliot Contreras, do you know who this? Oh,
No.
okay. He says, "What's up? How's it hanging, dudes?" And then he asked, "So what's the 411 on the dealio, homie?"
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
This guy's talking like a cop. This guy's talking like a fed, dude.
Elliot, you have to disclose if you're a cop on the stream. You have to you have to say if you're a officer of the law. No, welcome, Elliot. Thank you for joining us.
Like the video, please.
All right. So I know, and this is bad. This is part of the reason why. Again, I watch all the streams. I watch all the content, but sometimes I don't want to because I'm like, man, if they already talked about it, I don't know if we should repeat it, right? But I did want to talk about GTA 6.
Yeah.
But I know you and Bertie had talked about it too. But I'm just kind of really excited about it. Like it broke records on the internet. You know, the trailer did.
100 mil.
There's people breaking down the trailers, like what parts of Florida is it going to be in? Is it going to go as far north as our area here in the Port Pierce area? You know, that
I think
type
it
of
is.
stuff. Yeah,
I think they mapped out something like that.
Uh,
Hey, I do gotta say, well, so we did talk
ahead.
about it, but it was more like gamey stuff. But this, like, just speaking on like some Florida stuff, the representation of like how it felt like like watching the trailer, I was like, that feels like when I go back home. Like that feels like Florida. I'm excited to just explore Florida in such a grand scale, you know?
I can't believe the map covers that huge of a swath. Like that's at least a 200-mile radius, like from the Keys all the way to the Fort Pierce area. That's a huge coverage. Like there's so much to cover. And but I think people are like, oh, I want to see what my neighborhood looks like. I want to see what if they captured this. And I think that's the fun part of this whole thing is like, will they get certain pieces of it or certain like big sections of your neighborhood? I don't know they're going to get all of it, obviously, but
I mean, it's going to be pretty damn close. Like, I mean, they're not going to go street by street and get every fucking neighborhood.
Right.
But one thing about Florida, I noticed living, I mean, like, besides New York, because New York had like just straight buildings, but I feel like Florida has like the most like similar, like all their neighborhoods look a lot similar to, you can go somewhere up north in Florida and the neighborhoods will look the same as down south. You know, like some structures are a little different, but for the most part, like I feel like every neighborhood kind of has like And they always use the same house models. Like always.
Yeah, they do.
Even like the rich houses, they're all the same.
It's the same builders, right? The same builders have the same model homes.
So
they just work their way
basically,
north.
you can probably see a version of what looks maybe like your street.
Right. Oh, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because
That's the Torino area over there. I'm gonna be slanging crack in Torino.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what my life should have been like.
I'm gonna be standing by Met Stadium. That's what I'm just standing in front.
Yo, Met Stadium would be hard.
Hey, they gotta have somebody selling pastelitos up there by Met Stadium, which I think is next weekend.
You going still?
If she's there, I promised I'm gonna go and buy pastelitos. I'm gonna go over there. But,
like the big llama.
No, honestly, what's cool is well, it's funny because there's it goes from like euphoria, right? Like everyone's excited, it's a fun thing, it's 100 million people have watched it. Then it goes to criticism of 2025, and I'm like, it's right around the corner. It's a year, it'll be there. But what's funny is like somebody made a post about it, which is like, think about it. Like you've got now a year to secure your PS5 or get your gaming up so that you can be ready for this game, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there's this whole, of course, there's always the wokeness and all this other shit that people are talking about. And I'm like, this game ain't about that. This game is about killing, murders, everything. Everything.
Bro,
it's about
that's
everything.
What GTA is.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, it just got so many eyes that it's like, COD can go. COD's huge, massive, but COD can go under. Like we just know a lot about COD. You know what I'm saying? But like when you talk to like random people, even like people who play COD, they don't know a lot of shit. You'd be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I didn't know." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm super nerdy. I'm sorry." So like the game just caught the eyes of the masses, but it's like if you know what GTA is, like you can't expect a different kind of storyline. And it does seem like there's like hints to like one of the love interest or the love, like a boyfriend girlfriend combo. One of them might be a cop, or there might be like that kind of dynamic. But all I know is when that game does come out, the content will be going crazy because I know everybody in Blkout's pretty excited to play it. When we had our couple moments, playing GTA 5, we have captured some very classic Blkout moments in the games, and we only played maybe 4 or 5 times, handful of times. We never really sat and played for months. So I can only imagine what the game plan and what kind of content we would bring out of it.
I'm your test dummy because what happens is you guys pick something up and I go and buy it. You know what I mean? I have a copy of GTA 5 right here, and I picked it up the day you guys went and started playing. I said, I'm gonna load it in here and I'm gonna start playing. And then you guys just stopped playing, and I'm like, oh damn. But the only thing I haven't picked up was NBA, but that's because I needed a PS5. That's 2K.
Now I need I would have to buy the GTA 5 again, and it'll be PS5 version, I think.
Yeah.
So that sucks. And it's also not crossplay. That's where I think will help us because GTA 6 probably, 9 times out of 10 will be crossplay. So we'll be able to play with I can play with Gabe and stuff. That's kind of what hinders us from playing GTA 5 now, because I guarantee we hop in the GTA 5, we can play that for hours and hours. But we just, there's too many of us to really separate like that. Even when we were playing 2K and it felt bad, but we couldn't game with you.
No,
there was a bunch of people we couldn't game with. We were like, yo, we can't, my bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. I contemplated. I was like, oh, should I get the PS5? Should I go to the store and try to buy one? And it was funny is you guys were playing on COD, and I was like, you heard me. I was hemming and hawing. I was like Herc. I don't know if I'm gonna get the game. Y'all are playing. I'm watching you stream, and I'm like, hey, you guys are playing tonight? And you're like, yeah. We're like, all right, I'll join you guys. And I heard you on the stream. Hey, I think Llama just bought the game. I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I went and I purchased it. It was funny is I text the wife. I'm like, hey, do you care if I spend $55 on the game? You ain't got the money? And she's like, yeah, go ahead.
Oh man.
PlayStation purchase done.
At that point, you just wait for the go ahead and you just press X. I already had to set up, huh?
Yeah. I was ready. I was ready to go. I just needed the green light on the text message. Oh no! I make sure. Because you know what's funny? It was right around she was starting to do Christmas shopping, so she was like, "What do you want?" And I said, "Oh, I want that new the new Call of Duty game." And so I thought, "Oh, maybe I'll just get it for Christmas or whatever, and then I'll play when it comes out." And then I was just jonesing because you guys were playing so much, and I was like, "I can't wait! I cannot wait! I got to get it now."
It's my game, and I need it now.
Right, I need to play it right now.
Well, I'm actually stressed. It's kind of a topic I would love to talk to you about, but my girlfriend's watching. But I gotta get her a Christmas shopping. Gift. Yeah, and I've never done that really. So I'm like,
this is Christmas shopping week for me, man. I gotta do it this week, or else it's not gonna happen. It's because this week coming up, this is the crazy. No, I got this week, but Friday is I'm hosting for my wife her office's Christmas party here at the house.
Oh, nice.
So Friday she's got people coming over.
I need to get to one of these llama parties, dude.
The llama parties are crazy, man. They're crazy.
I need to get to one, dude.
Especially if my wife's friends are here and she's throwing it's insane. It's insanity. But and I'm cooking, so I'm cooking Italian mac and cheese. My special recipe, my specialty. Actually, next time you come down, I'm gonna cook for you. I'll cook that for you. But I'm gonna
record a reaction, dude. Don't get offended.
No,
I'm kidding.
No.
He said, "Don't worry."
Exactly. I want you to record.
Don't worry.
And I'll record your fat ass falling asleep on my couch after you eat 2 pounds of it.
Nah, dude. I think you underestimate how much I can eat and stay awake, dude. I sleep for hours.
You're right.
I sleep for hours. Dude. You think I'm not eating in that time, dude? I'm not falling asleep. You think I'm Gabe? Now on the other hand, Gabe will fall asleep.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh no, when I make it, I have to make at least a giant pan of it. So like, anyway, when I make it, you just don't make a small amount. You got to make a big amount. So next time you come down, I'll get Hen over here. Let's see. Anyway, so Friday that, Saturday she's got her actual Christmas party at the location somewhere else. Sunday Orlando, and then I'm driving back, and then I'll be here for the show that night. So another crazy weekend, but that's why I got to get my Christmas shopping done this week.
Oh, we never talked about what we're gonna do for Christmas.
I know. We got to think of something. I don't know. I can't go on live on Christmas Eve. I just can't do it.
All right, dude. Jehovah won't appreciate that, but it's all good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go on the day before his birthday. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to do. I don't really think I have plans.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to run with it, I don't want to do it
Saturday.
What's that?
I said I think Christmas caroling Saturday.
You're gonna go Christmas caroling?
No, dude. It was part. I was trying to be in the spirit, you know.
That'd be fun.
That'd be terrible.
For you?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'd pay good money to see you caroling anything.
Oh man, that would be funny content. But I'll do it for content. But I wouldn't. I mean, I would never ever. I don't even like Christmas music.
So I've never actually sang in public, but I was in chorus, and we went we went caroling at the airport. I lip synced the whole time.
Damn.
I was passed the class.
Too. I was in chorus.
Were you?
Yeah, but like the actual like after school chorus. I was in like 4 plays. It wasn't fun. Yeah. I don't tell people that too much because
AD was a theater guy?
Yeah. I remember I tried out and they laughed at me. People were laughing at me and I knew I was gonna be a star. I made them feel something. And the teacher, I guarantee the teacher only put me on the thing. I don't think it was bad, but I think they were laughing that I was trying so hard or something. But I remember like I felt guilt and shame after. And I was like, I'm gonna flex on all
No.
these idiots.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was in a bunch of plays like Music Man. Yeah, I was in band too.
Damn. Hey, can you see me? Because I think mine looks frozen from this side.
You're definitely frozen.
Okay, so
Am I frozen?
no,
Oh,
you're moving.
you're
So we
frozen.
got
The internet's been choppy a little bit.
yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
I
Anyway,
thought it was me.
I thought it was me. I don't know. Who
I think
knows what the hell's
it's me now. If
Never
you're
gotta pay me.
frozen, I'm not. Only Llama is frozen. Damn it, Llama. Don't worry, dude. I got you. I was gonna pull it up.
Oh Jesus, what are we gonna do? Frozen llama. Frozen
It's an
llama
audio
juice.
podcast now.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you can listen to us on Apple's and Spotify. Oh, there you go. Back.
There we go.
But yeah, so I'm kind of stressing about the gifting. Like, I feel like I can get a good gift, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk offline.
Yeah, but she's still here, dude. And that's another part of the gift. I hate hiding things. Like, I don't like. I mean, I'm a very honest person. I guess I'm like, here you go. Like, let's not do this. But I'm sure she would like.
Just don't wait. Just don't wait last minute. That's been my mistake for several years, is waiting last minute. Is it a frozen llama?
Frozen llama. Oh man. Speaking of, it snowed and there's snow on the ground right now, and I hate it.
Oh jeez. Thank God I've never seen snow.
You gotta come visit before I leave, dude.
I do. I actually want to go up there. I want to go see what
That'd be nice.
all the hub. Yeah, I gotta see some snow. I gotta see some snow one time, and then I'll stay in your house the whole time because I don't ever want to be out in the snow.
We could do a lot of content, dude. I'm excited to, like, when I move back, to be like in studio with you. I was thinking about that yesterday. I've been very I've been on my controlling Blackout CEO shit lately. Because I was telling the guys, I was like, yo, I think these guys gotta I mean, I gave them a heartfelt, like, I think their show is probably one of the better things we do. So I was like, yo, that's why me and Angie worked out the deal, because I was like, I'm gonna invest in these guys, but I want them to also understand, like, they got to put in the work, as well. So I've been on my shit, like, talking, how I get.
Yeah, I know how you get.
It's just, I don't know. It's just putting in perspective. Like, we're putting a lot of hours in again. Like, kind of similar to last time. The numbers aren't the same as it was when we were, like, first doing this, but I feel the energy. Like, every time we stream, every time I'm streaming, Tank's streaming for 11 hours at this point. Their show's doing really well. Obviously, the Llama show's still consistent. I'm like, I can't wait to get back to Florida and be able to make content in person, because I think that's gonna lift the energies as well. So I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah, the thing about me too is, like, there's like a bunch of opportunities I've had, and I got to get over this anxiety and fear. There's a bunch of opportunities I've had where I could have just made some vlogs or different content, like, to bring in other things that I do, and even just like advertise myself in the show, and I don't do it because I don't have that influencer mindset, like to make myself out there, to put myself out. I'm really reserved, but I have the idea in my head, right? Like I was sitting at the dentist, I was at my cleaning this week, and I'm like, man, this guy right here, I could just be like, he was asking me, like, how's everything going? What are you doing lately? And in my head, I'm like, I'm having this conversation with myself, thinking I should just tell him, yeah, man, I'm doing the Llama show. I'd really love to like coordinate, like, hey, have me and you take a picture and say, look, the official dentist of the Llama show, and like start like partnering with like businesses, and like just start, again, nothing big, nothing to be like, oh, this is my guy, we're gonna enter a partner. Just be like, start to put my name with his name and see, like to make, to get other people to start coming in. And I just clam up, like,
yeah.
The moment happens, and then I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to him. But yeah. I have huge issues like that. Like, there's just a bunch of stuff. Like, again, I go to the movies all the time. I'm dressed to the T Llama shit, and I don't do the selfie. I don't do the fucking, oh, I'm here at the show. I don't do any of the shit that all the other reactors do. I don't do the hour of the theater reaction. I don't do any of that shit because I have this fucking anxiety that's like stops me cold. So
Yeah.
I got to get over that shit and start doing that content stuff where I'm pumping out stuff and that's easy shit that I could be doing that just can get different eyes, right? But
I mean, I have the same thing. Like, all right, so obviously Gabe, I'm very hard on Gabe, and it's not like I don't know. I feel bad for when I am, but like it's because I care about him. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the closest thing I have to a little brother. So like when I'm hard on him, like today I was like trying to remind him like, yo, I also don't do enough. I still, I streamed 100 hours. But what did I get out of the 100 hours? I didn't clip anything. I didn't put anything on YouTube. Like in a lot of ways, I'm working harder for the sideline shit than I am for my own shit. Like so there's things I also got to do, but you don't have to like put it to where it's like, or in your head, you don't have to like frame it where I got to do what the other guys are doing. Like do what you feel like is doing, but I think that's something we all have to get over to get to like a real sustainable level where we can like really make money off of this because we're making content already. And that's what I was telling Gabe. I was like, bro, think about it. This is like in baseball, you had to play high school. You had to go to college. If you got lucky to get drafted, you go to single A, then double A. But when you're on YouTube, you're going to the majors right away. I'm competing with Charlemagne, even though obviously there's levels to it. But when I'm putting a podcast and I'm talking about a similar topic, I'm competing with him. And we got to put it in that perspective too, because it's like, yeah, we're trying to get better. We're still learning. We're all still learning about it.
yeah,
like how we fit in it, what we really want to do. But there's another level we can take it where I don't know. I think those answers would come too. Like I think we would find more success if we did like smaller. Think about like Blackout. We put a lot of podcasts out, a lot of hour content, but when we do short form, it does well. I just don't do enough of it. So I guess I got the same thing where I gotta kind of get out of my own way and be like, yo, put some time. Yeah, stream maybe 70 hours, and then the other 30 put to allocating where the content's gonna go. Maybe edit some videos or whatever. I think that was to me first step was like asking Angie and like being like, yo, I really want to pay you for this and like work it out where this is like you're getting something out of it. I know he wants to get better at it too. So like it's helping us. And it makes me feel like, once I was like, all right, whatever I'm gonna pay him, I was telling the guys, like, if I'm gonna pay this every month, y'all better be on your shit. Like, let's really step it up. You know what I mean? Like, let's put some real investment in this shit because again, we're competing with people who already got money behind them. We don't have anything behind us. So we're gonna have to at some point we just gotta take what we have and run with it. But we also gotta be able to put a little bit more in it, And I use you as an example because I think if you were able to put 3 videos out a week, your numbers will skyrocket way more. Like you got to 5K in 2 years with just 1 video a week, you know what I mean? And a podcast a week. Other than that, like if you were to, or if you put more shorts or whatever, like if you had a system, your shit would skyrocket because you're already putting the content out. You already have it out. Right now, you're more set up than all of us in terms of like a catalog. But like if somebody finds you tomorrow, posts you, now you got 1 million views on 1 video, they're gonna watch your hundreds of videos you already have. So I don't know.
Did I tell you
all
that?
Gotta go.
Did I tell you Birdie's the Godfather review on the Beacon Rewind that we did? The highest watch Beacon Rewind, and that's because I attached it to shorts. I think it's almost got 400 views. Oh
damn!
You got to look at it. I went and because YouTube had that new feature that you can tag shorts to actual long form videos, and I tagged every one of my Godfather shorts that I put out there because I did a bunch of shorts just kind of mess around with the algo.
Yeah,
and the shit worked. Everyone goes to that video has just ballooned, and I'm like, and that's an hour and 40-minute video. Like we spent an hour and 40 minutes on that video.
That's also a topic that people love. Like think about it. Bird watches it. Bird is watching Sopranos again right now as we speak.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those kind of content pieces. People want to hear what people are thinking
Yeah.
about it because there's always a different perspective. But that's fire, actually.
Yeah, no, and it's funny. It's funny how it worked, and I was like, okay, now I see the recipe. I see what I need to do to keep cooking this thing. But but you're right. You're right. Like I said, I have to just keep. For me, again, accepting the level of growth based on what I can put out there, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm also, again, we talk about this. Well, we're making connections. We're talking to people. This is why I'm so excited about doing this. But I just love what we're doing, man. I love the content that we're putting out there. I think the personalities are great. And honestly, and I hate to like compare, right? But I watch a lot of YouTube, man. I watch
Me
a lot
too.
of shit. I watch for comparison. I watch for research. I watch for fun. I watch for everything, right? I'm constantly like, all right, how can I get better? I watch some shit, right?
Yeah.
I say if I watch your guys' late night, I watch somebody compare. Like if they gives me a recommendation at the end, hey, you might like this. I watch and I go, okay, how much better is this than what they're doing, right? And when I tell you, man, there's some things obviously it's just production, right? Like, okay, these guys are established, they got, nicer logos and shit, but
Yeah.
the content is the content, and it's about the same, or if not, we're a little bit better on some things, and some things we need to improve on, but we're up there with the people, right? And I'm like, and that's what I'm saying, and I'm honest about my assessment of things. Like I'm like, I don't, like, again, if you don't have this confidence, and this is what I've realized, right? It's internal. It's internal, because externally I won't fucking tell anybody this, but like internally, I think when I walk in the room, I think I'm one of the best in the room, right? But that's internally. Externally, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if I should even be in this room. But having watched a lot of content, I feel really good where I am. I feel good with what I do. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I that's why I actually like the fact that a lot of my older videos are getting views now. And the comments people are giving me for the older videos, I'm just like, I am not really proud of those, to be honest. I'm like, please check out my newer shit, because that shit was, I was learning.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you still are, but it's just,
yeah.
It's great, man. Like I told Gabe, I also look at it like, especially with like the people we have around us that are like, I mean, even like meeting Tang, obviously Hercules, like him streaming yesterday or whenever it was, a couple days ago. Like watch it popping, his name popping over, like he's streaming. He didn't even tell us. Like fire, you know what I mean? Seeing Gabe like want to do this more, and that's something I want to teach Gabe. Like, bro, there's always gonna be shit that happens in life. Like, but if we really want to take this serious, this is something we gotta put a lot of time in, because I don't want to miss the moment. Like, that's truly how I feel. Like, in 10 years, if we didn't really take this even more serious than we are now, I'm gonna regret it, because I'm like, bro, like the conversations we're having are just as funny, if not sometimes funnier than things I'm hearing, like, and I don't put out like shitty content, like, and not that I don't put out shitty content, but I don't like repost clips, or like if I put a clip out, it's because I really truly think, oh no, that shit's funny. Like I know that's funny. I know the energy when the chat was like, I break my legs and the chat goes crazy or whatever. Like you know what's good. So in those situations, it's like, I don't know. It's just getting better and continuing to establish our lanes in this, because we do have the right people. I mean, think about it, like Angie. And the same thing with like Herc. I mean, obviously Herc too, but like, I mean, like Angie has a passion for like doing the thumbnails and like the editing. He like, that's his, like, you could tell that's his passion. That's what he wants to learn. Like that's something he can see himself doing. And it's like, bro, like we needed that, but also it's like, it's dope that he seen what we were doing and was like, oh shit, I could probably do that as well. Now look, like I'm paying him to do thumbnails, because it's like, I believe in his talent just as much as I believe in like me being on the mic. And that's what I told Gabe too. I was like, bro, if you don't think I don't have the confidence to think I'm one of the better people on the microphone, like, and I'm still learning, like imagine when I'm actually 10 years doing this, like I truly believe. And even Hendal gave me some like good words. He was like, bro, you should be on the radio or some shit. Like you like doing this shit, and that will make your skills even better if you actually got an opportunity. So,
Yeah. What's funny, we'll cap it on this, right? Like the comedian I saw, the Brett Goldstein, right? He's like, dude, I didn't just start on Ted Lasso. Like, you just know me from that because that's where I blew up. He's like, I've been in this game 15, 20 years. He goes, yeah, I put my shit together. He goes, I put a show together, I kick it out there, nobody watched it, and then I moved on to the next project. I did another one, I did another one, I did another one. I said, I've been doing this because I've been doing stand-up, because nobody knew I did stand-up. He goes, you guys just thought I was a writer or an actor. I blew up on one show, and now you think I'm a one-hit wonder. He's like, you don't know what I've done up to this point, which is, I kind of see it in this, right? At some point we're going to go, you didn't see the 130 some odd episodes, 150 episodes, however many episodes. You didn't see these episodes getting up, but we've been in the game for X amount of time. And now we're here. When we get there, it'll feel different. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're putting in the time now and getting better. So I think it comes full circle.
We put too much time in for it to not be rewarded in some way. Like, it don't have to even be monetary. I mean, just the friendships we made out of it.
Yeah,
and the things that have come out of it, the times we had, like the moments, like we still talk about moments that happen on stream, like religiously, right? Like, and one big example, and be my last point, but like, think about the Joe Rogan show. Like, nobody remembers the first 500 episodes of Joe Rogan.
No,
but they remember, episode 1160 when Jordan Peele was on it, or like 1230 when Daniel Cormier. Like, they remember those, but they don't remember nobody's seen the first 10 episodes, so it's like,
that's true. Hey, I meant to tell you, so I don't know if you're going to be in, if you're going to have the want to be in Florida in March, but your boy Andrew Schultz is going to be at the Hard Rock in March. I saw a pre-sale for it. I just thought I'd tell you that. Dope. Yeah, we're gonna get to the point where we're wrapping up. So, just one games. Yeah, we're gonna be gaming. So if you guys want to check out and talk some more, go over to the Twitch stream over at Blkout_AD. He'll be live streaming over there, and I'll probably join you on your Discord and just kind of talk some shit. Unless you're gonna be going in ranked, I don't know what you're doing over there.
No, we don't. Rank's not out yet.
It's not out yet? Okay. So I'll join you for a little bit. And if you guys want to game with us, guys, go over to Twitch and again, continue the discussion over at Blkout_AD. Make sure if that's your first time there, make sure you follow. And if you want to subscribe, you go ahead and subscribe there. Subscribe over here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Big Llama Show here on YouTube. Go to Blkout GG. Make sure you like and subscribe there as well. Everyone like and subscribe. Go over to Roman 2 Raw. Make sure you guys like and subscribe there. If you'd like to watch the Sideline podcast, you can watch that every Thursday. Go over to Just Dudes Being Guys podcast. That's Big Poppy Angie's podcast. Go check them out. This is the Blackout guys. We're putting on a lot of content out there. And again, make sure you guys check out what just dropped today. It was Steve Martin's 1979 movie, The Jerk. We'll be recording another episode on Monday, and we'll be putting out hopefully by Friday or Saturday this week. So you have another reaction this week as well. So guys, make sure you guys check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys coming every Sunday night. The most consistent show, episode 131. He is Blkout AD. I am the Big Llama. We'll see you guys next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same place, same time. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Later.